The upcoming Iowa caucuses have many presidential candidates spending time in Iowa this holiday season. One of those candidates, Michelle Bachmann, made a stop in Waverly yesterday to a crowd of supportive fans. But it was two Waverly Shell Rock students who had the media talking and the social networks on fire last night. After a Q&A session about same-sex marriage and gay rights, the candidate and the two students met face-to-face. It was all captured on video by Waverly newspaper editor Anelia Dimitrova, who joins us in the studio this evening, along with Jane Schmidt, president of Waverly Shell Rock Gay Straight Alliance, and also junior Ella Newell. And before we begin our conversation, let's go ahead and take a look at that debate.
What would you do to help protect GSAs in high school and support the LGBT community?
Well, number one, all of us as Americans have the same rights. We have the same civil rights. And so that's really what government's role is to protect our civil rights. There shouldn't be any special rights or special set of criteria based upon people's preferences.
But wouldn't heterosexual couples, they're given a privilege then that gay couples aren't? Like given that privilege to get married, but heterosexual couples are given a privilege to get married?
Well, and remember, every American citizen has the right to avail themselves of marriage, but they have to follow what the laws are. And the laws are you marry a person of the opposite sex.
Anelia Dimitrova is the editor at Waverly Newspapers, and she shot the video of Ella and Jane debating same-sex marriage with the presidential candidate Michelle Bachmann. So I hear that this video is going viral on YouTube and on the internet. Can you explain why?
That's right. It's going viral on YouTube, but also it's the top story on CNN's iReport. A lot of other blogs have included it in their presentations for the day. Why? I think it hit a nerve. I think rarely do you see such candid interaction between candidates and teens, and I think together, the topic itself and the way they interacted, I think it hit a nerve with a lot of people. You can, it's rare. It's rare to see such candor.
Did you think that this was going to go viral when you were filming it?
I knew right away it was going to be a very special moment. The minute that she walked up to the young people in the back of the room, and the minute I heard the first question, I knew it was going to be a media magnet and really a storm, internet storm.
All right. Well, we are also joined by Jane and Ella, who are the stars of the video. So guys, can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to be talking to a presidential candidate that close and on an issue this heated?
Well, it was kind of one of those things that I felt like it was just the right thing for me to ask about an issue like that, because I feel like a lot of people are very uncomfortable bringing issues like that up, especially in like small towns where obviously LGBT communities are definitely minority. So I felt like it was just the right thing to do, and it was kind of intimidating talking to a presidential candidate and having people clap for her when what she said really wasn't making very much sense.
Did you mention the crowd clapping? I mean, did that offend you guys? Did you feel negative feedback from the crowd?
There was some negative feedback, from my opinion, from the crowd. People, when she would say certain things, the crowd would do really weird things. Like there were people screaming, "Yeah, America!" And it was really strange. Like some of the feedback the crowd was giving.
You guys are involved with Gay Straight Alliance at Waverly Shell Rock. What other types of things are you guys doing in your club at school?
Well, this year we've definitely stepped up a lot and we've gotten a lot more active. We participated in Anti-Homophobia Day. We passed out rainbow bracelets before school, had locker posters, painted rainbows on people's hands to raise awareness about homophobia and kind of target it a little bit. And we're also, today we even participated in World AIDS Day, and we passed out cookies to people who wore red. And we also applied for a grant today to do a project on AIDS awareness.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and good luck with everything that you guys go forward with this in the future. What you saw earlier was just a small part of the final product at the Weichman Winter Wonderland. It's a 20-year tradition for the Weichman family, and now John Weichman is here to join us. So John, you're putting Christmas lights everywhere in your house for the past 20 years. What's that electricity bill like?
Well, actually, it isn't as bad as you would think it was. When we lived up in the cities, it was really bad. But down here, it's not bad.
How many hours does it take to put this together?
You know, roughly it's about 400 hours, and that's just the setup of it. What takes the most time is the computer programming, which is on the average about anywhere from 8 to 10 hours per song. So that's what I usually do during lunch when it's slow. So.
How many lights do you have on your house?
You know, we stopped counting. You know, we hit 70,000 a couple of years back, and you know, we take off, but anybody's more than welcome to count them if they want.
How did it start?
Well, actually, we started a long time ago when the kids were little. Ashley, our oldest daughter, and Nick, our oldest son, and then Zach. I'm going to say 23, 24 years ago, we started with 2 soldiers and like 5 strands of lights. And ever since then, we've always been going from there on out.
So just kind of one-upping the year before every year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, once you get as big as we are and have been, you know, you always try to make the show, and we call it a show because it is, more exciting and different every single year.
So you also have a donation box for Toys for Tots.
We have the Toys for Tots donation box on Friday and Saturday nights, and then also what we have every night is the St. Jude's donation box, where 100% of the proceeds goes directly to St. Jude's.
What made you guys want to put those donations in?
Well, you know, I mean, we always celebrate the season, and you know, and I've always seen, you know, different people that ask for donations and stuff like that, and I said, you know, that's something that we will never do. And then, you know, through Domino's Pizza, they've done a St. Jude's fundraiser now for the last 4 years, and I said, you know what, that's what I'm going to do. So, you know, we do Toys for Tots and St. Jude's. So, and like I said, everything that we get goes directly to those organizations.
What do your neighbors think about the lights?
Well, you know, the neighbors have actually been really, really good. You know, when we first started doing this, when we first brought everything down, it was a 24-foot U-Haul with 2 12-foot trailers, and that was Christmas alone. So the neighbors, you know, after they see everything and everything like that, they're pretty cool about it.
Now, so many people are watching your house. Do you ever like to sit in the front window and maybe watch the people who are driving by?
Oh yeah, we call them customers.
Yeah,
we do. And you know, it's so funny, the other night when, I think it was Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, Zach called us, or texted me, goes, a lot of customers tonight. So it's pretty cool. It's really neat.
How many people do you think you see in a winter season?
I have no clue. I really, you know, I remember a couple of years back, you know, when it was Christmas Eve, and I actually had a delivery and we were working, there had to have been at least 40 cars up there at one time. And that's the most I've ever seen.
Are you going to plan on keep on doing this through the future for a long time?
Oh yeah, I mean, Zachary and I have already, when we're setting up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday night, and we're setting up the Christmas trees and everything like that, and we're already thinking about next year. So we already have next year already all planned out on what we're going to be doing.
Keeping it organized, huh?
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to.
What's your favorite part about it?
You know, I just love celebrating the season. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you know, that's why we do it.
Every year, the Waverly Kiwanis Club sells trees, wreaths, and swags. But there's more to their tree lot than just making money. I am now joined by Kiwanis leaders Dave Walson and John Baker. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
So, what is the history of the tree lot?
Well, we've been in business, I guess is what you'd call it, for the last 30 years. We've been selling Christmas trees and wreaths, swags, roping. We used to get into some decorations, but we don't do that as much anymore now. We've been in different locations throughout the community throughout the years, and right now we're right next door to the McDonald's.
Can you explain what Kiwanis is?
Kiwanis is an organization that is funding for kids' activities. We work with the Little League group. We also do help out with Special Olympics here at Wartburg College. We have other donations to some of the other groups in the community as well.
When are you guys open for business?
Our lot is open Monday through Friday from noon to 8:30 p.m. Saturday we're open at 9 till 8:30 p.m. and Sundays from 10 to 6.
How much do you guys sell your trees for?
We've got 3 different varieties. We have Scotch pines, they're $30 a piece. We have Fraser firs that are 6 to 7 foot that are $45. We have white pines that are $35, and then we do have a few Fraser firs that are over 7 foot, and those sell for $50.
Do you guys have a favorite?
I think personally the customers are liking the Fraser firs. That's become more of our popular type of tree the last few years. They're more expensive, but they seem to be the ones that most of our customers prefer.
So they're going for the take over the living room look. That's what I like.
Yeah, I guess so. Exactly.
So how many of each of those trees do you guys have available left?
You know, Dave mentioned our history. The guys that have been in the club a long time told us, or have told me over the years that at one point it was like 800 trees they used to sell. We sell on average about 250 now the last few years, and that seems to be pretty steady. So,
what got you guys to want to join in on this, or just to, make this happen?
Well, there was a need in the community to have trees for sale, and we saw an opportunity with that. There's been some other organizations that have sold trees within the community as well. The science group sold trees many years ago, but here in the recent few years, it's just been the Kiwanis group.
I'd say also to let people know that the funds that we raise for the trees, they all go for our scholarship funds. We provide 6 $500 scholarships to Waverly Shawrock seniors next spring. So that's what all the money is raised for this project.
What is the criteria for those scholarships?
We work hand in hand with the Dollars for Scholars program at the high school, and I know part of the criteria is community involvement. I know we have a scholarship also for a tech person going on to a technical school, but a lot of it is based on that, and then also the criteria that the Dollars for Scholars program offers.
Since you guys are working with trees so much, do you guys have a history with, how did you learn about these trees? And
No, I don't have much of a background with the trees, but we used to work with a local grower, but he hasn't been able to keep up with our demand in his own business. So we work with a supplier out of Wisconsin, and from what I understand, they're a very reputable tree grower in Wisconsin. They cut them fresh, and I know our customers have been real pleased with our product the last 4 years. So.